acceptance and unconditional love for yourself. In this part, we want to give you some strategies into accepting and loving yourself. Because, you know, if we don't love ourselves, then so many troubles can come to our lives. Because the people that don't accept themselves have a very hard time living life. And we're going to explain why in a second. And we're going to talk about different examples of people that don't have unconditional love. We're going to speak about some people think they're not good enough. And we're going to give examples of that, and maybe you can apply yourself to these examples. And then we're going to speak about 3 aspects of self-compassion. And then we're going to meditate to learn how to have compassion on ourselves. And then we're going to speak about mindfulness and loving kindness meditation. So let's jump right in. People that don't unconditionally accept themselves, would these questions that I'm going to ask, if it applies to you, then you know that you don't unconditionally love yourself. So, are you an overachiever? Are you guilty all the time? Could you say no? Do you think that everyone is thinking negative things about you? Are you extremely sensitive? Do you have a hard time listening? Do you always have to be right? Are you confident? Do you need validation, or do you like it? Do you get offended easily? Do you think you're not worthy of love or happiness? Sometimes it can be subconscious, by the way. Are you afraid to say what you believe? And much, much more. You just love yourself, and you're just happy with yourself. You don't need validation. I mean, you don't get so, you don't need other people to think that you're cool or that you're significant. You really feel good about yourself naturally. You don't need to prove yourself to other people. You just love yourself. You don't need things to show to other people that you're cool or that you're good. So there's much more examples, but these are the questions that I wrote up. Some people think I'm not good enough. When you buy your wife a present, do you ever tell yourself, oh no, I could have got a better one? Do you give charity to someone and think, oh, I could have gave more? Do you create a goal in life but then say, that's all I'm going to do? It makes people do less. Because, okay. At the end of the day, it makes people do less. Because, you say, you could have done more, and maybe you could have done more, but this is what you did. And when a person always attacks themselves, then that means they don't love themselves. Because, listen, we try to do our best. If we fail, okay. Say sorry and move on. Love yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. And we're gonna get to that in a second. People think, oh, if I accept myself, then I won't do anything with my life. It's not true. If you accept yourself, then you're gonna start doing things from a healthy place, not from a place of guilt, but a place of I want to do it because I love you, or I care about you, or it's important, or I respect you, or I think this is important. So the 3 aspects of self-compassion, which helps us accept ourselves, is by having compassion in ourselves. The first idea is self-kindness versus self-judgment, which means you treat yourself with care and understanding rather than harsh judgment. That's what we want to do, and we're going to do a meditation to help us do that. But what we want to do is we want to treat ourselves with care and understanding, and not to have harsh judgment. We have a desire to alleviate our pain. And we want to actively soothe and comfort ourselves. That's the first aspect of self-compassion. The second aspect is give yourself permission to be human. Don't think I'm the exception to the rule. Nobody understands me. I'm different. No, we're human. We're all the same. Give yourself permission to be human. We're all part of this. Don't think you're just an exception. We get angry. We get resentful. We get frustrated. We get sad. We get hopeless. We do stupid things that we regret doing. We sin. We do immoral things sometimes. We lie. We gossip about others. We go against our own standards. We are at times mean to people we love. Yeah. But love yourself. Give yourself permission to be human. It's okay. You're okay. Of course, I got angry. Give yourself permission. Because if you repress your bad feelings, you won't be able to feel good feelings. Give yourself permission. Be mindful and don't be present with the emotion, and don't just start over exaggerating and how bad the situation is. See the situation for what it is and be mindful and just be present with it. Don't suppress your feelings. Don't run away from your feelings. Allow yourself to be with the feeling and just see for what it is and just feel it and let yourself feel the pain. So now I want to do a practice that will help you with self-compassion, because to accept ourselves, one of a good ways is to have compassion upon ourselves, because a lot of times we don't have compassion with ourselves. So I think that's very important in accepting yourself, is to have compassion, and to love yourself is through understanding and being with yourself. So what I want you to do is to have if there's a certain part of your body that makes you feel comfortable. Some people, if they put your hands on your heart, it makes you feel loved, or it makes you feel, cared for. Try it out. Maybe put your hands by your belly. See how that feels. Maybe try to put your two hands over here. Some people feel cared for over here. Maybe just one side. Some people like to get hugged, and that's how they feel cared for. Sometimes it would be helpful if you can move around, maybe. Whatever way, there's a certain touch that we feel safety or supported, comforted. And what I want you to do right now is touch that spot, wherever that is for you. And close your eyes. And think of a time that you were critical of yourself. And I want you to feel that pain, and to remember that pain of being critical to yourself. And see how that feels, and just be present with that feeling. And see if you're courageous enough to be with it. This is the third element, which is mindfulness. Just let that feeling be. And you can put your hands down. You give yourself now give yourself permission to be human. We're human, we make mistakes. Love yourself. Feel that love within you. Give yourself permission to be human. We make mistakes. And to help you love yourself, which is the third element, after giving yourself permission to be human, put your two hands wherever it is for you, and feel that love, and feel that care, and just love yourself, and maybe use a language and say, I love you, or I'm here for you, maybe. And you can sit with this for a couple minutes. See how that goes for you. And see if that helps. Hope you enjoyed this meditation. Choose something. Another exercise is choose something that you dislike about yourself. Write in detail, like your thoughts, your images, emotions. Just write it down. Now imagine someone who is unconditionally loving and accepting. And feel the love and acceptance. Feel it. Close your eyes and just feel that love. Feel it. Do you know anyone? If you can't find anyone in the world, imagine a being that could. Just feel it. What does it feel like? Write a letter from that person's perspective. And read this letter every day. Yeah. Practice mindfulness. Because it's all about compassion for oneself. It's all about not judging yourself. It's just being in the moment. Just loving yourself. So that's a big one. And loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation helps with creating empathy and compassion, and it helps with oneself and for others. So that's an amazing practice. Because you gotta have compassion for yourself, because we're so critical of ourselves. We gotta love ourselves. And these are just 3 techniques that you can actually take and strategies that can help you accept yourself for who you are. And there is more, but I'm giving you 3 big ones. So that ends off this part of the course.